Support for this podcast comes from the Phil Smith Center for Free Enterprise at the FAU College of Business. The Phil Smith Center for Free Enterprise supports the vision and strategic plan of the College of Business to advance thought leadership in business. The center supports chaired professorships and research, educational programs for faculty members and students, distinguished visiting faculty, along with a lecture series and other educational programs focused on the principles of free enterprise and how those principles affect growth and prosperity. Learn more at business.fau.edu/Phil Smith.
Hello, my name is Dan Gropper, and I am the Dean of the College of Business here at Florida Atlantic University. And in today's edition of the Dean's Podcast, we're introducing some of our new instructors. Our guest today is Professor Sarah Nielsen, and she is in our Department of Business Communications. Welcome.
Welcome. It's great to be here, and it's great to continue to be an owl. I've been here since 2016, so I've really enjoyed it so far, and I know there's so many great years to come.
Great. Now, Professor Nielsen, tell us which classes you're teaching this semester, undergraduate, graduate, or both.
I'm teaching the undergraduate course called Intro to Business Communication. It's called GEB 3213. It introduces students to business communications so that they can improve their writing as well as their speaking skills. I teach several sections of this particular course, both on-site and online, as well as our OBBA. I don't teach any graduate courses quite yet. Perhaps in the future I might. So like I said, I'm teaching the GEB 3213, which right now in the middle of our global pandemic is 100% online. And I'm not sure about the future, but for right now, we're 100% online, which is very interesting for a class that requires that students do writing as well as speaking. And I think it's really important that students learn how to get across their ideas. And in fact, these days with job interviews, many of them are online. So I actually think it's really appropriate, really relevant, really timely that we are doing this particular course online, because a lot of students I have found out very recently do not know how to present themselves online. And it actually is very tricky. It's more difficult than it is on site, because on site you get feedback from the audience, you can look around the room, whereas online you have no feedback whatsoever. You don't get to feed off the energy of your audience, and also you have to focus on your camera or webcam. So there are some unique challenges to a class that is like this one, which is focusing on improving students' speaking and writing skills, and particularly the speaking, I think is really very timely that students are learning to speak online, because they have the added challenge of having to focus on the webcam or their own personal camera when they're the only person in the room.
Okay, very good. Tell us a little bit about your teaching philosophy, if you would, and how you like to engage with our students in the classroom.
Well, my teaching philosophy regarding business communications is one in which I don't believe any students have completely innate abilities in writing as well as in speaking. It's not like we all have a genetic predisposition to being great writers and great speakers. In fact, a lot of students come into the class and think, oh, I can write well, I can speak well, this is going to be a great class. This is going to be an easy class. What I want them to do is to take their skills when they come to the class. At the end of the class, I want them to take those skills to the next level. So wherever they are at the beginning of the class regarding their speaking skills or their writing skills, I want them to take it to the next level. So they should not rest on their laurels. They should not assume that this is going to be an easy A just because they're good writers or speakers. It should be wherever I am now, I'm going to be improved at the end of the course, whether that's writing, whether that's speaking, or both. And engaging this class is really easy because we do a lot of practice. clearly we're going to do we actually do a lot of writing practice. So before the student turns in a final draft, he or she has gone through some outlining, some pre-writing, a lot of times with small groups before they've turned in the final draft. And they've also done a lot of impromptus, what Toastmasters would call table topics, where they get us a topic and right away, without preparation, they have to really tackle that topic and think on their feet. And we have a lot of practice doing that because I think a lot of students struggle doing that. And even something like a job interview is really an impromptu speaking opportunity. So before students go on a job interview, before they're in the workplace where they have to do both informal and formal speaking presentations, oral presentations with or without a PowerPoint, we're engaging them in class. We're doing lots and lots of practice. So if you're in this particular class, be prepared that you're going to do a lot of speaking, both the short, kind of the informal, think on your feet type, and the longer type, which is going to be a formal PowerPoint presentation. So there's a lot of engagement. I really get into student speaking skills. I want to take them to the next level, and I really like to push them, and it's so just awesome at the very end of the class when I looked at all the progress they've made, and I can be pretty sure that if they go on a job interview or if they go in the workplace, they're going to be really, really solid speakers.
Well, that sounds great. Well, we know one of the most important things for any student, but particularly business students, to be able to do is communicate effectively. So we're really glad we have such a great group of people in our business communications group, and we're glad to welcome you to that group.
Well, thank you so much for the compliment. I know when I speak for everybody in our department that we're so glad to have this particular course so we can improve our students' speaking and writing skills. And again, I'm so happy to be an OWL and continue to be an OWL, and I'm looking forward to many years to come at FAU.
To learn more about the FAU College of Business, please visit business.fau.edu.
Dean Gropper Presents is part of the FAU College of Business podcast network. To learn more, visit us at business.fau.edu/podcasts and follow Dean Gropper on Twitter at FAU Business Dean.